Good morning, everybody. Let's try that one more time. Good morning, Dubai. I'm going to try something a little bit refreshing and new for me, because I have a few points which I really think has to come across in the right way. So bear with me as I'm reading a little bit, as I actually try to prepare, because I think we're standing at a catalysm. We're standing at a moment we will remember going forward. We're living in an era where clarity stands as a bastion of power amidst the torrent of information. We are called upon to discern what truly matters. Echoing the profound insight of Mark Carney, the former governor of the Bank of England and Canada, it is essential to recognize the value of money requires not just the belief of the public at any point in time, but critically the consent of the public at all times. When it comes to money, the consent and trust of the public must be nurtured and continually maintained. We are on the brink of Voltaire, the governance era of Cardano. What's so important in what Mark Carney says is this consent. Any social system who has participatory governance, they need the consent at any given time. We are introducing a new concept called delegated representatives. They're going to work as a type of politicians for the people who don't have the time constantly being in blockchain, Bitcoin, ADA, and so forth. They're going to represent some of us out there, and that consent needs to constantly be maintained and nurtured. As we navigate through the complexities of this digital age, we understand that the fabric of society is interwoven with the critical infrastructure that we rely on every single day. As you saw with Dr. Marwan, Dubai has made extreme progress in terms of digitalizing that infrastructure. And it's incredibly impressive how resilient that is becoming. When we touch this fabric of the infrastructure, but also of these social systems, particularly in this realm, we realize that the operational resilience is not just a feature, but one of the main drivers of sustainable progress. When we look at Cardano, we see that Cardano has been changing. For those of you who were in Lausanne last year, or those of you who were in Wyoming 2 years ago, and so forth, Cardano is a complete, dramatically different infrastructure. It enables new things which has not been done on a blockchain before. But in the base layer is the stake pool operators. The stake pool operators and the design of the architecture, the code, who allows us as a community to keep changing this infrastructure as we live on the infrastructure. That's like equivalent of taking the engine out of the plane while we are flying it. And Cardano right now has an uptime of over 2,000 days while we've been changing the engines and the wings and the wheels while we are flying the airplane. We no longer only have 1,000 companies of what we know of building on Cardano. We have in the thousands. We no longer have dApps and developers and DEXs and NFTs. We now also have critical infrastructure. We have nation states who's deploying on Cardano, and they have complete different ideas about operational resilience. They have a need on how to bridge that gap, which we've not been able to address before. But we now have these data points. We have this operational resilience, and it's something which we could not have done without you. So give yourself a really big applause, and thank you to the stake pool operators. It is here, within this context, that Cardano has emerged not only as a beacon of innovation, but also as a paragon of stability. As we have been developing and deploying code, Cardano has maintained this extraordinary uptime. And this is not just a technical achievement. It is a testament to the reliability and the trustworthiness that is a paramount when we speak about critical infrastructure. And therefore, I think this parameter committee, which has been established across 5 different vectors, is of the utmost importance. And I'm really grateful that they're taking the time to dig into these complex features, which is running Cardano and deciding where Cardano is going in the future. Cardano is truly designed as a public infrastructure. It's not designed as a private infrastructure. is not designed for the few. It's designed for the masses. Now, for the 21st century, with the emergence of exponential technologies, of AI, of synthetic biology, I think the cry out for having verifiable credentials, having verifiable proofs, having a verifiable infrastructure who can help safeguard some of those things is exactly where we see Cardano is going. And that is why regulators and policymakers around the world not only feel comfortable about Cardano, but they're engaging with us because they want to widen the scope of how we use Cardano. This is a business opportunity for most people in this room who before only has been in the digital realm. We are now moving much further across industries. It is an infrastructure which is built with the foresight that trust in our systems must be absolute, especially when these systems facilitate governance, commerce, and education and global trade. The ethos of Cardano is one where participatory governance and social systems are enhanced, not compromised by technology. We are fostering an environment where operation resilience goes hand in hand with inclusivity, and where the seamless integration of digital currencies catalyzes a more equitable economy. Bear no fruit. We need digital currencies to ensure that we can have anonymity, privacy on Cardano, and ensure that everybody, even the one who doesn't have a national identity, that they can operate, deploy, and harvest the value of Cardano. As we stand at the vanguard of this new age, we are reminded that our financial systems are not merely transactional networks, but the bedrock of trust upon which our social contracts are built. The integration of digital currencies into our lives is not a distant reality. It is an unfolding present that demands our thoughtful engagement. In conclusion, let us move forward with the conviction that our initiatives today, literally today and tomorrow, among 1,500 people who understand blockchain, who deploys on blockchain, who understands the difference between second generation and third generation blockchain. This is what's going to resonate the pages of history. Cardano's unwavering uptime is a clarion call to all industries and social systems to join us in this journey, to partake in a future that is not only resilient, but also equitable and transparent. This is an opportunity where for the first time we see that these new technologies are merging with the technology of blockchain, which opens up all industries for the power of blockchain. Thank you very much for coming to the opening, for coming to these 2 days. Thank you for building and believing in Cardano. Thank you.